So picture this. Have you ever wondered why someone can go from earning $2,000 a month all the way up to $5,000 a month and somehow, miraculously, still feel completely broke? I mean, the salary goes up, the lifestyle goes up, the expenses absolutely go up, but the bank balance? Well, it just kind of flatlines. Today in this explainer, we're breaking down a phenomenon that literally affects millions. Because you know what? The problem isn't always that people don't earn enough money. Sometimes the real problem is that their definition of enough just keeps moving.
Okay, let's dive into this because this is such a universal paradox. Look, we're all taught that the solution to our money problems is incredibly simple, right? Just earn more. We think to ourselves, if I just get that promotion, if I just land that higher paying job, I'll be totally fine. So we chase it. But let's look at the reality. We have the person making $2,000 a month who is stressed out of their mind, and we have the person making $5,000 a month, or heck, even 6 figures a year, who is somehow just distressed, if not more so. Why in the world does that happen?
It happens because of a very specific, undeniable reality. The money arrives, but the stress doesn't leave. It literally just changes shape. And I really want you to understand that this isn't bad luck. It's not some weird coincidence. It is a highly predictable psychological pattern that economists and psychologists have been studying for years. It's a cycle that traps even incredibly high earners, keeping them stuck in this perpetual state of financial anxiety.
Which brings us to Mechanism 1, the lifestyle inflation trap. Let's look at exactly how this goes down. When you get a raise, it feels completely innocent at first. You don't suddenly go out and buy a mansion. Here is how it actually happens. Say your income jumps from $3,000 to $4,500 a month. Month 1, dinner out suddenly becomes a weekly habit. Month 3, you upgrade to a slightly nicer apartment. Month 6, you sign a new car lease. Individually, none of these feel reckless at all, but together, that extra $1,500 just vanishes. Poof! And this brilliantly illustrates a concept called hedonic adaptation. Basically, your brain adapts to your new spending level in just a matter of weeks. That new car or that nicer apartment that felt like an absolute luxury just a month ago, well, now it feels like the bare minimum baseline you need just to survive. So instead of more income equals more savings, your brain completely rewires it to more income equals more spending. You aren't actually getting happier, you're just spending a lot more money to feel the exact same as you did before.
Moving right along to Mechanism 2, the social comparison problem.
Now this trap is super sneaky because it's social, it's not financial. I want you to honestly ask yourself right now, has your spending ever gone up simply because of who you were spending time with? We always like to think our financial goals are our own, but when your income rises, you start hanging out with people who, drop $100 on a random Tuesday dinner without even blinking. And this is exactly why doctors, lawyers, mid-level executives are so highly stressed. Their income went up, sure, but their reference group went up right along with it, literally moving the finish line right out of reach.
And of course, social media just pours gasoline on this fire. We are constantly bombarded with the highlight reel, right? The luxury cars, the beautiful homes, the exotic vacations. We scroll and think, shouldn't I be living like that too? But we don't see the reality hiding right below the surface. The invisible debt, the hidden credit card bills, the silent financial stress. We're out here trying to match a lifestyle that might actually be built entirely on a mountain of debt.
All right, let's shift gears. Mechanism 3. Income does not equal wealth. So the crucial point is that we need to understand the actual financial mechanics of how we fix this. And it starts with a massive distinction. Income is simply the money you receive. It's just a number on a paycheck. Wealth? Wealth is the money you keep and build. A high salary only provides cash flow. If you spend every single dollar of it, you aren't wealthy, you're essentially just a high-volume conduit passing money directly from your employer straight over to the bank.
Let's look at the math here to prove why how much you keep matters far, far more than how much you make. Imagine earner A. They're pulling in $150,000 a year, but they invest $0. They are completely stuck in the trap. High income, incredibly high stress. Now look at earner B. They make less than half of that, $70,000, but they intentionally invest $15,000 annually. Earner A has great cash flow, sure, but earner B is the one actually building wealth and true financial freedom.
To get there, it really requires us to change how we view spending. Because, you see, not all spending is equal. Money spent on a bigger TV, a depreciating car, or, a nicer wardrobe, that's an expense. It is gone the second you spend it. But money placed into an index fund or a retirement account, that is an asset. You haven't lost that money, you've actually converted it. You've turned it into a tool that works for you and grows over time. Which brings us to our final point. Mechanism 4. Build systems, not willpower.
So, how do we finally take back control from our own psychology? Well, most people rely on a feeling. They tell themselves, oh, I'll just save whatever is left at the end of the month. But let me tell you, relying on willpower is a completely terrible financial strategy. Willpower is great for skipping dessert, but it is awful for building wealth. Why? Because your spending, like those Netflix subscriptions and car payments, is entirely automatic. If you leave saving as a manual, conscious choice every month, there will almost never be anything left.
Let's move to and see how this builds into an actual, foolproof solution. People who build wealth on modest incomes do one specific thing differently. They automate. Step 1, the salary arrives. Step 2, and this is the absolute magic step, an auto transfer immediately routes money to investments that exact same day, before they ever even see it. Then, step 3, they pay bills, and step 4, whatever's left over. They spend it completely guilt-free. They literally give their money a job before they have the opportunity to waste it.
But I hear you asking, what about when you get a raise? We all have that little voice in our heads saying, hey, I worked hard, I deserve it. And honestly, you absolutely do deserve it. But the trap is thinking you have to spend the entire raise to reward yourself. Actually, scratch that. Here is the real solution. If you get, say, a 20% increase in salary, let your lifestyle increase by 5%. Upgrade just one thing. Take the cool trip, buy the nicer dinners, but logically, automatically invest the remaining 15%. Because guess what? Your future self deserves a reward too.
Which leaves us with this final, incredibly powerful mindset shift. The next time your salary goes up, don't ask how much you can afford. Ask how much you can keep. The goal of making more money isn't to look richer to your neighbors. The goal is to become financially stronger. Your income is the engine, but what you do with that income determines exactly where that engine is going to take you. So I'll leave you with this question today. Is your engine building your wealth, or is it just funding your stress?